I'm joined right now by defensive end for the Detroit Lions. Coming off a year where he had 52 tackles. He had 4 tackles for a loss this season. He was the 2020 Good Guy Award winner for the Rams. He was an All-SEC at LSU. He was the 14th pick overall in 2012. Michael Brockers is my guest. Michael, it's always great to have you on the show. How's life treating you, man? How's your off season?
Man, great. There's no off season really for me. Fatherhood, father of 4 now. So, I'm just getting after it, going to school, making meals, my normal duty when I'm not in the football helmet.
All right, so, dude, you've got 4 kids. That in and of itself is an amazing thing. How old are these 4 kids?
6, 5, 2, and a newborn, just 3 weeks old.
Dude, so. you have 4 kids under the age of 6.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I always thought you were a warrior.
Yeah.
Dude, what's that like? I mean, when you are playing the game that you play, you are all in. You got to give it everything you have. But I'm here to tell you, you know this. Being a parent is an awesome responsibility, and it is not easy.
Yes, it is.
What's it been like for you?
It's been awesome. I mean, to be honest with you, man, just this past season made me realize how wonderful having kids is. Not having the best record. The kids are leaving the stadium and they're happy, and I'm like, we just lost, but you don't care. You just care about daddy. Daddy's safe. Daddy came out the game safe. That's all they care about. So just enjoying my family, just taking advantage of all the time that we have, man. Tomorrow isn't promised.
That's the truth. Michael Brocker is my guest. You know what that is? That is unconditional love. Yeah. Unconditional love, man.
Yeah.
They love you, and they're happy to see you no matter what happens at work. I don't even know that my 2 kids know what I do for a living.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They're into their thing.
Yeah.
They're into themselves. All right, so what about that first year in Detroit? It was a challenging year. There were some really good things at the end of the year, but something totally different for you. What was that season like for you there?
I mean, it was all around. I mean, it was a blessing, to be honest with you. I tell everybody, man, because, at this moment, the Rams are in the Super Bowl. People keep asking me, man, how do you feel? I mean, I'm happy for my guys. I'm happy. I'm in a great place. The city of Detroit is awesome. The fans are awesome, and I really want to get this thing turned around for them. Just playing in there, seeing all the faces, the stadium is packed, and our record at that point was 0-something, and our stadium, the fans are still behind us. They see that we're in the games, we're fighting, and it was a tremendous humbling experience. But at the same time, it definitely lit a little fire under me, a little bit, with ending the season like that, understanding that I want to do better. I want my teammates to do better, and we can do better. It's just about applying it every day, and we love the coaching staff, so and we're on the good things. And I'm happy where I'm at.
Michael Brockers is my guest. There's a lot in that answer that I could follow you up on, but I want to say something about Detroit. And people don't understand this because there's been a lot of losing. I'm here to tell you, in my opinion, it's a damn good football town. That's a strong football town.
Yes, sir.
They know football. They love football. They haven't had a lot of luck, but that's a really, really good football town. So I'm going to be very clear about that. Something else you said, everybody wants to know, well, how do you feel? You're a former Ram. How do you feel? I want to make this point because I know you won't. You're a big reason why they are where they are right now. And if I were to go into that locker room and ask guys what they thought about you and what you meant to them when you were there, they would say just that. He has a lot to do with us being here. So what's Sunday going to be like?
It's going to be
for you personally.
For me personally, it's going to be an awesome experience, man. I'm rooting. Obviously, I'm rooting for all my guys, man. AD, Big Wit, those guys who I've watched for so long give everything they have, and to get to this point again. When we didn't finish as how we wanted in 2018, man, I just, I'm proud of them. Just seeing, where they're at right now, they're where they're headed. And I'm be happy for them. Sunday, I'm rooting for them. I want them to win. I really want my brother AD to get his ring he deserves, and I'm gonna be rooting for the Rams on Sunday.
I'm glad you said that. Michael Brocker's my guest. That thing about AD, because it's been a long time since I've seen this to this extent. This guy obviously is more than a generational talent. There's just nobody like him. He's an amazing player, an amazing leader. He's got all the good things, right? All the good work ethic. I've never heard guys say they want to win for a guy as much as the Rams are saying we want to win for AD. How powerful is that, and why do they want to win for him personally that much?
Just everything he gives to the team. He could be a guy where he feels like he's above the team. It's all the accolades. You know, he has everything you want. I messed with him. I was like, man, you have all these tremendous trophies in your house, and they're just not
the one he wants, though, dude.
Right, not the one that he wants, but all the other accolades. And he can be such a different guy, but he's so humble. He's down to earth. You can talk to him. You know, come right up to him with being a guy that he is, and that's just you know, it's tremendous experience just to, you know, be with a guy like that, to be around somebody like that, and then for him to give his all for this team, and you know, you just want to see him succeed. You want him to finally get that ring that he deserves and everything that he put in to this game. So I know that's why a lot of the guys want to get one for him.
That's great insight. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts. Now, you guys closed out the season by winning 3 of your last 6. All right. Now, what's that say about everybody in that locker room? Does it feel like you have laid a foundation for the future? And then secondarily, if you remember, what's the next step look like for the Lions next year?
You know, man, our progress and just our growth throughout the season, man. You know, I remember that first win vividly. You know, a lot of guys were coming in the locker room. They were excited. You know, we're dancing. They were just, you know, elated about us winning. And then the next couple of wins, it was like more professionalism about how we went about business. You know, everybody was like, man, good job, good job. We were shaking hands. We were happy about the moment, but it just like felt like it wasn't done. And that's the same feel I kind of got, you know, in that 4-12 season when we first got here in LA. It was like that, man. Everybody just felt like, man, we're just so much better than where we are now. And it's kind of like, you know, you go through all that adversity to get to some point, and I feel like our point is, you know, it wasn't last year, but you know, we had a lot of learning lessons throughout that year, and a lot of young guys learned lessons. So we're going to be leaning on those same young guys from last year this year, and you know, we hope to be better this year.
I was going to say, so you obviously hope to be better, but how much better? I mean, legitimately, is this a team that could contend for a playoff spot next year?
Definitely. I mean, if you think about our season, we lost by a 66-yard field goal that bounced in. We were in that Ravens game. We were in a lot of games where we lost it in, you know, in game situations, 2-minute, a lot of stuff where, you know, the young guys haven't seen those situations before. So now they've been through them. They've gone through them now. You know, going on to next season, you know, we can show tape of those, you know, those situations. We can learn from them, and I just think we'll be a better team from those losses.
Michael Brocker is my guest for another few moments. Let me ask you about the coaches, because you mentioned that. You mentioned at the time that Dan Campbell kind of reminded you a bit of Sean McVay. So what was it like working with Campbell over the course of the entire year?
It was great. It was great, man. Just kind of building this team, you know, seeing the team grow. Like I said, we had a lot of the rookies and young guys we were leaning on, and just seeing their growth, seeing Coach Campbell's growth throughout the season. Because, you know, when you have a season like that, you expect the coach to be irate and just go crazy. And, you know, he was calm, cool, collected the whole season. And I think a lot of the players appreciated him for that. You know, he still looked out for us, looked after our bodies. And, you know, he just treated us as men, you know, and a lot of players coming from the other era, they appreciate that from Coach, and, you know, they want to play for him.
You know, dude, that's a phrase that comes up quite a bit. Whenever somebody talks about how much they like a coach, one of the first things they say, because he treats us like men. If you're not treated like men, how are you treated? Like, how do some guys go about it if they're not going about it like that?
I don't know, man. It gets, you know, this game, it has a lot of egos in it. You know, you have so many different characteristics. You have so many different, you know, people and different, you know, attitudes you have to deal with. And, you know, some of them can turn into egos and, you know, big egos that you can't even, you know, fight against. And it's their way or the highway. And you love to be on a team where you can communicate how you feel, and either it's taken or not, at least you can get that off your chest and feel like, you know, I can come at, you know, Coach, you know, and tell him how I feel or how the team feels, and he's going to accept it. He might not change anything, but at least he can accept you.
As long as he hears it, right, it's authentic, you know?
Right.
And respects
so that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing, and that's what we love about Coach Campbell is, you know, he's hearing us out. He's also doing his thing. So, you know, a lot of guys are happy to play for him.
Well, so I want to ask you about one more guy. What about Aaron Glenn? Aaron Glenn's name is coming up more and more as a possible head coach. What are his strong suits, and do you think he's ready for that?
I think he is. I mean, if you can bring a team together, you can bring a group of men together, and be a leader of men, and that's what he is. You can always, lead a team, and he's a big guy. And in our room, obviously being a DC, but like I said, he was very approachable. You can go into his office, you can talk to him, and being a player that's played in this league, it's a lot of things that you can ask him, and he'll give you the player's answer instead of a coach's X's and O's, and this is supposed to be here. He can understand. Okay, I understand why you backpedal. I understand what you've seen, and a lot of players appreciate that from him.
All right, so Michael, really quickly, you faced the Bengals earlier this year. You had 4 tackles in that game. Mm-hmm. What do you remember about that matchup?
Very tough team, and it was crazy. I played both of these teams this
right.
year, and it's crazy. They're both in the Super Bowl, and they both have different characteristics about their team. But for Cincinnati, man, very physical team. They plan on running the ball and setting the passes up off the play action, and so very tough team. They're together. They have a lot of swag about themselves. Very young team, and they have a young core. So I'm excited, man. It's gonna be a good game.
Well said. They do have a lot of swag. And it's not just Joe Burrow. It's the wide receivers. It's Burrow. Now you see how this guy wins the 2020 Good Guy Award with the Rams. Michael, really appreciate you. Great to get caught up, man. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you.